How to Be Happy Every Day, Even When Life is Hard, written by James Tracy, published by Simple Audiobooks. Introduction. Happiness is one of the most sought after yet misunderstood aspects of human life. For many, it seems like an elusive state tied to external achievements, material possessions, or the absence of difficulties. This book takes a radically different approach, presenting happiness not as something that happens to us, but as something we actively create and sustain. Even in the face of life's most challenging moments, it invites readers to rethink their understanding of happiness by emphasizing that it is not a destination, but an ongoing process, a skill that anyone can develop through intentional choices, habits, and thought patterns. While life's hardships can feel overwhelming and unavoidable, the book offers a roadmap to transform these obstacles into opportunities for growth, learning, and even joy. By reframing our perception of adversity, it encourages readers to see difficulties not as barriers to happiness, but as stepping stones toward a richer, more meaningful life. The book begins by exploring the science behind happiness, showing that our brains are wired to focus on threats and negativity, a survival mechanism that often leads us to overlook the positive. However, this natural bias can be counteracted with deliberate effort and practice. Through exercises and techniques grounded in neuroscience and psychology, the book reveals how to retrain the mind to focus on gratitude, optimism, and resilience. Gratitude, for instance, is shown to be a powerful antidote to negativity, capable of shifting our perspective from scarcity to abundance. By consciously appreciating the small blessings in everyday life, whether it's the warmth of the sun, a kind word from a stranger, or the comfort of a favorite meal, we can start to build a foundation of joy that persists even during tough times. Mindfulness is another cornerstone of the book's philosophy. It teaches readers how to anchor themselves in the present moment, where true happiness resides. Many of our struggles with unhappiness stem from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. But mindfulness offers a way to escape this mental tug-of-war. Through practices like deep breathing, meditation, and intentional observation, the book shows how to cultivate a sense of peace and clarity that helps to weather life's storms. It emphasizes that being present allows us to fully experience the beauty and richness of life, no matter how small or fleeting those moments may seem. The book also explores the profound impact of relationships on our happiness. It underscores the importance of surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us, and it offers practical advice on how to nurture these connections. From simple gestures of kindness to active listening, the book demonstrates how building and maintaining positive relationships can create a ripple effect of happiness in our lives and the lives of others. Furthermore, it addresses the need to set boundaries and distance ourselves from toxic influences that drain our energy and well-being. A key takeaway from the book is the power of daily routines and habits in shaping our happiness. It argues that the small, seemingly insignificant actions we take each day, like journaling, exercising, or spending a few moments in nature, can have a cumulative and transformative impact on our overall well-being. By intentionally designing our days around activities that bring us joy and fulfillment, we can create a life that feels aligned with our values and aspirations. The book provides step-by-step guidance on how to develop these routines, ensuring they are sustainable and adaptable to our individual circumstances. In addition to practical strategies, the book delves into the internal barriers that often prevent us from experiencing happiness. Negative thought patterns, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs can act as powerful saboteurs, but the book offers tools to recognize and challenge these mental traps. Through techniques like cognitive reframing and affirmations, readers learn how to replace destructive thoughts with empowering ones that open the door to greater self-confidence and joy. It also addresses the role of forgiveness, both of ourselves and others, in letting go of pain and resentment that weigh us down. What sets this book apart is its emphasis on action. While it provides plenty of inspiration, it also equips readers with tangible steps to implement its teachings in their daily lives. From practical exercises to reflective questions, It encourages readers to actively participate in their own happiness journey rather than passively waiting for circumstances to improve. It acknowledges that building happiness is not always easy, especially during difficult times, but it reassures readers that the effort is worth it. By the end of the book, readers come away with a deeper understanding that happiness is not about eliminating problems, but about changing the way we relate to them. It is about finding beauty in imperfection, joy in struggle, and hope in uncertainty. The book leaves a lasting impression that happiness is a choice, one that we can make each day, regardless of the challenges we face. With its blend of practical wisdom, relatable stories, and actionable advice, it empowers readers to take control of their happiness and create a life filled with meaning, purpose, and joy. It's a reminder that no matter how hard life gets, happiness is always within reach if we are willing to look for it and work toward it. Chapter 1: The Science of Happiness. The first chapter delves deeply into the scientific foundation of happiness, offering a comprehensive view of how it is shaped by the intricate interplay of biology, psychology, and environment. It begins by examining the brain's natural tendency to focus on negative experiences, a survival mechanism evolved to protect early humans from danger. This negativity bias, while helpful in detecting threats in the wild, often becomes a barrier to happiness in today's world, causing people to dwell on failures, fears, or criticisms far more than successes or joys. The chapter introduces the concept of the happiness set point, a baseline level of happiness influenced by genetic factors, which research suggests accounts for about 50% of individual happiness. This set point, while partly fixed, is not absolute and can be shifted through intentional efforts and mindset changes. The remaining factors influencing happiness include life circumstances, about 10%, and deliberate activities or choices, about 40%, demonstrating that a significant portion of our happiness lies within our control. The chapter further explores the role of key neurotransmitters, such as dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, in creating the sensations of pleasure, satisfaction, and connection that contribute to happiness. Dopamine, often called the reward chemical, is released when we achieve goals or experience success, while serotonin stabilizes mood and promotes a sense of well-being. Oxytocin, known as the love hormone, fosters bonding and trust, emphasizing the importance of social connections in achieving happiness. The book explains how these chemicals can be naturally stimulated through practices like regular exercise, acts of kindness, deep breathing, and even simple behaviors like smiling or hugging. The chapter also introduces groundbreaking studies from positive psychology, a field dedicated to understanding what makes life worth living. It highlights how practices, such as gratitude journaling, savoring positive experiences, and engaging in activities that create a flow state, can rewire the brain toward positivity. Flow, a concept popularized by psychologists, occurs when one is deeply immersed in an activity that is both challenging and enjoyable, resulting in a profound sense of fulfillment and purpose. Furthermore, it underscores the significance of mindfulness in reducing stress and enhancing awareness of the present moment, which helps counteract the mind's tendency to ruminate on the past or worrying about the future. A particularly compelling section of the chapter focuses on how happiness is not solely an individual pursuit, but is also influenced by social and cultural contexts. It discusses how societal values, relationships, and community engagement contribute to a person's overall well-being. Social scientists have found that people who cultivate meaningful relationships, contribute to their communities, and have a sense of purpose tend to report higher levels of happiness. The book emphasizes that these elements are not just nice-to-haves, but essential components of a fulfilling life. The chapter doesn't shy away from acknowledging that the pursuit of happiness can feel daunting, especially for those facing significant challenges or adversities. However, it offers hope by presenting happiness as a learnable and achievable skill, supported by scientific evidence. It emphasizes the brain's neuroplasticity, the ability to form and reorganize synaptic connections, especially in response to learning and experience. This means that with consistent practice and effort, individuals can literally rewire their brains to focus more on positive aspects of life and less on negative ones. In summary, this chapter serves as a foundational exploration of the science of happiness, blending cutting-edge research with practical applications. It empowers readers with the knowledge that happiness is not a random or uncontrollable emotion, but a dynamic state that can be influenced and cultivated through intentional actions, mindset shifts, and an understanding of how the brain works. By demystifying the mechanisms of happiness, it sets the stage for the rest of the book, providing readers with a sense of agency and the tools to actively participate in their own journey toward a more joyful and meaningful life. Chapter 2. Gratitude as a Daily Practice. The second chapter delves deeply into the profound and transformative impact of gratitude as a daily practice, emphasizing its role as a cornerstone for lasting happiness and well-being. Gratitude, the chapter explains, is not merely a polite gesture or fleeting acknowledgement of blessings, but a powerful shift in mindset that allows individuals to fully embrace and appreciate the positive aspects of their lives, even amidst challenges. At its core, gratitude reshapes the way the brain processes experiences, helping to counteract the natural tendency to dwell on negativity. By consistently focusing on what is going well, rather than what is lacking or problematic, gratitude rewires neural pathways to strengthen feelings of contentment, optimism, and joy. Studies are highlighted, showing that individuals who actively practice gratitude experience numerous mental and physical health benefits, including reduced levels of anxiety and depression, improved sleep quality, enhanced immune function, and even a longer life expectancy. The chapter provides a deep dive into how gratitude influences brain chemistry, stimulating the production of dopamine and serotonin, to key neurotransmitters that regulate mood and create feelings of happiness and satisfaction. These biochemical changes are further supported by studies in positive psychology, which reveal that gratitude not only increases momentary happiness, but also fosters a sustained sense of well-being over time. By focusing on the good in life, gratitude trains the mind to identify opportunities, solutions, and reasons to feel fulfilled, even in difficult circumstances. This practice doesn't ignore hardships, but allows individuals to approach challenges with a mindset of resilience and hope, recognizing lessons, support systems, or unexpected positives within those experiences. In exploring practical applications, the chapter introduces several actionable ways to make gratitude an integral part of daily life. One of the most effective methods discussed is maintaining a gratitude journal, where individuals write down a few things they are grateful for each day. This seemingly simple habit has been shown to significantly boost happiness levels by encouraging a focus on positive memories and reinforcing feelings of appreciation. Another approach involves expressing gratitude outwardly, such as writing heartfelt letters to loved ones or verbally acknowledging acts of kindness. These practices not only deepen personal gratitude, but also strengthen social bonds and foster a sense of connection and mutual appreciation. The chapter also examines how gratitude enhances interpersonal relationships, explaining that people who regularly practice gratitude tend to be more empathetic, forgiving, and generous. Expressing gratitude can mend strained relationships, deepen existing ones, and create an atmosphere of positivity and trust. It describes the ripple effect of gratitude, where one person's acknowledgement of kindness or blessings inspires others to adopt a similar perspective, spreading a culture of thankfulness and joy within communities. Additionally, gratitude is portrayed as a grounding force that helps individuals stay present and mindful. By consciously appreciating small, everyday moments such as the warmth of the sun, a kind smile, or the taste of a favorite meal, gratitude fosters mindfulness and a deeper connection to life's simple pleasures. The chapter doesn't shy away from addressing common misconceptions or challenges in practicing gratitude, such as the fear that it might diminish ambition or lead to complacency. Instead, It clarifies that gratitude does not mean ignoring goals or settling for less, but rather building a foundation of appreciation that fuels greater motivation and determination. When people operate from a mindset of abundance and thankfulness, they are more likely to pursue goals with enthusiasm, free from the stress and dissatisfaction that often accompany a focus on lack or comparison. In its conclusion, the chapter emphasizes that gratitude is a skill that requires consistent effort and mindfulness, but yields profound rewards. It illustrates how gratitude transforms not only the individual, but also their interactions, environment, and outlook on life. By making gratitude a daily habit, individuals can create a stable and enduring sense of happiness that persists even in the face of adversity, proving that contentment is not a result of perfect circumstances, but of a practiced and intentional perspective. This chapter paints a compelling picture of gratitude as a tool that empowers individuals to reclaim control over their happiness, offering a practical and scientifically grounded approach to living a more joyful and fulfilling life. Chapter 3. Building resilience through hardships. The third chapter delves deeply into the transformative power of resilience, portraying it as an essential skill that allows individuals to confront life's inevitable hardships and emerge stronger, wiser, and more adaptable. It begins by acknowledging that adversity is a universal part of the human experience, whether in the form of personal loss, failure, illness, or unexpected life challenges. However, the chapter emphasizes that what separates those who thrive from those who falter is not the absence of difficulty, but the ability to navigate through it with resilience. This chapter defines resilience not as an inherent trait, but as a dynamic process, a skill that anyone can develop through intentional practice, emotional regulation, and a shift in mindset. Resilience is framed as the ability to adapt to and recover from stressors, transforming setbacks into opportunities for growth, rather than allowing them to dictate one's happiness or sense of self-worth. The chapter delves into the psychology of resilience, explaining how the brain reacts to stress and trauma by activating survival mechanisms. While this response can initially feel overwhelming, it is also a gateway to growth if managed constructively. The chapter introduces the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's capacity to rewire itself in response to experiences, and explains how this adaptability is the foundation of resilience. By consciously choosing how to respond to challenges, individuals can create new mental pathways that foster strength, courage, and a greater sense of agency. The chapter offers practical tools for building resilience, starting with the importance of reframing negative situations. This involves looking at adversity as a permanent or insurmountable problem, but as a temporary and manageable challenge that offers valuable lessons. For example, a job loss could be reframed as an opportunity to explore new career paths or develop skills, rather than as a failure. It also emphasizes the power of self-compassion, encouraging individuals to treat themselves with kindness during tough times, rather than succumbing to self-criticism, which only deepens feelings of helplessness. Practicing gratitude, even in moments of difficulty, is highlighted as a way to focus on what is still good in life, creating a mental anchor that provides stability amidst chaos. The chapter underscores the critical role of support systems in resilience. It explains that seeking help from trusted family members, friends, or mentors is not a sign of weakness, but a vital strategy for gaining perspective, emotional support, and practical advice. Human connection, the chapter explains, is a source of strength, reminding individuals that they are not alone in their struggles, and that shared experiences can foster collective resilience. Alongside social support, the chapter highlights the importance of cultivating a sense of purpose, which serves as a guiding light during challenging times. Purpose gives individuals a reason to keep moving forward, whether it's caring for loved ones, pursuing personal goals, or contributing to a cause greater than themselves. Physical and mental health are also integral to resilience, as the chapter explains in detail. Regular exercise, mindfulness practices, and sufficient sleep are described as foundational habits that help the body and mind withstand stress and recover more effectively. The physiological benefits of these practices, such as reduced cortisol levels and improved brain function, are presented as evidence of their necessity. The chapter also encourages cultivating hobbies or activities that bring joy and relaxation, as these provide a mental escape and replenish emotional energy during tough times. To bring its teachings to life, the chapter shares inspiring stories of individuals who have faced immense challenges, yet managed to find meaning and strength in their experiences. These narratives highlight the universal capacity for resilience, showing how ordinary people can rise above extraordinary difficulties through determination, adaptability, and the refusal to give up. These stories serve as proof that resilience is not about avoiding pain, but about facing it head-on and using it as a catalyst for personal transformation. In its conclusion, the chapter asserts that resilience is a mindset, a way of approaching life's ups and downs with curiosity, courage, and an unshakable belief in one's ability to endure and grow. It reminds readers that resilience is not about being unbreakable or emotionless, but about learning to bend without breaking and to find strength in vulnerability. By cultivating resilience, individuals gain the tools to weather any storm, emerging not only intact, but with a deeper understanding of their own strength and potential. This chapter serves as a powerful reminder that while hardship is inevitable, how we respond to it is what truly defines our happiness and success in life. Chapter 4. Mindfulness and Being Present. The fourth chapter delves deeply into the practice of mindfulness, positioning it as a transformative tool that allows individuals to live more fully in the present moment, free from the mental clutter of past regrets or future anxieties. It begins by addressing the common human tendency to either dwell on past experiences or worrying about what lies ahead, both of which rob us of the ability to truly experience the richness of the present moment. The chapter explains how this habitual thinking leads to stress, dissatisfaction, and a sense of disconnection from life. Mindfulness, however, serves as an antidote to this, teaching individuals how to redirect their attention back to the present, to fully engage with their surroundings, thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, individuals can break free from the cycle of reactivity, where emotions and thoughts are dictated by external events or internal narratives, and instead begin to cultivate a state of awareness and clarity that fosters peace and contentment. The chapter draws on scientific research to illustrate the profound impact mindfulness has on the brain, particularly in enhancing emotional regulation, reducing stress, and improving overall mental health. Studies are highlighted showing that mindfulness practice can lead to structural changes in the brain, specifically in areas responsible for emotional control, empathy, and self-awareness, making it easier for individuals to stay grounded and less overwhelmed by life's challenges. As the chapter progresses, it offers a deep dive into various mindfulness techniques that can be incorporated into daily life. One of the key practices discussed is mindful breathing, which is described as the foundation of mindfulness. By paying close attention to each breath, observing the inhale, the pause, the exhale, individuals can train their minds to remain anchored in the present moment, calming the nervous system and reducing stress. Additionally, the chapter introduces body scan techniques, where individuals mentally scan their bodies from head to toe, observing any areas of tension or discomfort without judgment. This practice enhances body awareness and encourages relaxation, helping individuals connect more deeply with their physical state. The chapter also highlights the role of meditation in mindfulness, presenting it as a structured practice that helps strengthen mindfulness over time. Different forms of meditation are explored, such as focused attention meditation, where individuals concentrate on a single object or thought, and open awareness meditation, where they observe all thoughts and sensations as they arise, fostering an accepting and non-judgmental awareness. The chapter emphasizes that mindfulness is not something reserved for quiet, structured moments, but can be practiced throughout daily life. It explains how simple activities like eating, walking, or even washing dishes can become opportunities for mindfulness. By engaging fully in these tasks, paying attention to the smells, sounds, textures, and sensations involved, individuals can begin to infuse their everyday routines with mindfulness, turning mundane moments into moments of presence and joy. This idea of informal mindfulness is portrayed as an easy and accessible way to incorporate mindfulness into any part of daily life, making it less about time commitment and more about intention and attention. The chapter also underscores the importance of non-judgment in mindfulness practice. Rather than labeling thoughts or emotions as good or bad, mindfulness encourages individuals to observe them with curiosity and acceptance, creating space between stimulus and reaction. This non-reactive quality of mindfulness helps reduce emotional overwhelm and promotes greater emotional balance, allowing individuals to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively to situations. The chapter goes deeper into the connection between mindfulness and mental well-being, explaining how mindfulness practices can alleviate symptoms of anxiety, depression, and even chronic pain. By observing thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them, individuals can begin to distance themselves from the negative thought patterns that often fuel anxiety and depression. The chapter also highlights research showing that mindfulness practices can reduce cortisol levels, the body's primary stress hormone, leading to improved sleep, lower blood pressure, and a strengthened immune system. These physical benefits are shown to have a reciprocal effect, with a healthier body contributing to a more positive and resilient mindset. The concept of mindful awareness is further explored, showing how mindfulness helps individuals develop a deeper connection to their surroundings and experiences. By fully engaging with life as it happens, people develop a sense of appreciation and awe, noticing beauty in small, everyday moments that might otherwise be overlooked. This shift in awareness helps individuals become more attuned to their emotions and the needs of others, fostering greater empathy and emotional intelligence. The chapter also discusses the role of mindfulness in cultivating compassion, both for oneself and others. By observing negative thoughts and emotions without judgment, individuals can cultivate a sense of self-compassion, treating themselves with kindness and understanding other than self-criticism. This self-compassion is critical in breaking the cycle of negative self-talk and enhancing overall well-being. The chapter emphasizes the flexibility of mindfulness, explaining that it is a skill that can be developed and deepened over time. Like any practice, mindfulness requires patience and consistency, but its benefits accumulate gradually, transforming one's mental and emotional landscape. As individuals become more practiced in mindfulness, they begin to notice more moments of clarity, calm, and peace throughout their day, regardless of external circumstances. The chapter encourages readers to start small, incorporating brief moments of mindfulness into their day, and gradually building up their practice. In its conclusion, the chapter stresses that mindfulness is not just a tool for stress relief, but a way of being that can enhance all aspects of life. By living mindfully, individuals can find greater peace, joy, and connection in every moment. The practice of mindfulness encourages individuals to let go of the need for control and perfection, instead embracing life as it comes, with all its messiness and unpredictability. The chapter concludes by reinforcing that mindfulness is a lifelong practice, one that, when embraced, has the potential to lead to profound personal transformation, deepening one's connection to life and fostering a deeper sense of happiness and fulfillment. Chapter 5. The Power of Positive Relationships. The fifth chapter extensively explores how positive relationships are integral to fostering happiness, well-being, and personal growth, illustrating their role in providing emotional support, a sense of belonging, and a foundation of resilience that significantly enhances life satisfaction. It starts by discussing the core human need for connection, explaining how relationships are essential for emotional health and how they directly impact both mental and physical well-being. The chapter delves into the idea that humans are inherently social beings, and positive, supportive relationships, whether with family, friends, or partners, are crucial for developing a sense of security and stability. It describes how these relationships contribute not just to happiness in the moment, but to long-term emotional resilience, particularly during times of difficulty or stress. By offering emotional support, comfort, and understanding, these relationships create a safe environment where individuals can express themselves without fear of judgment, fostering trust and a deeper emotional connection. The chapter explains that healthy relationships are marked by open communication, mutual respect, and a balance of give and take, where both parties feel valued and heard. These qualities help relationships thrive and become sources of strength, offering a sanctuary from the stresses of everyday life and promoting well-being. The chapter also explores how positive relationships can improve mental health by mitigating the effects of loneliness and isolation, which are strongly linked to a range of psychological issues such as depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. It provides insights into scientific studies that show that people with strong, positive relationships are less likely to experience chronic stress, depression, or loneliness, and are more likely to experience higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction. The chapter further emphasizes the impact of positive relationships on physical health, highlighting studies that demonstrate that individuals with strong social ties are more likely to live longer and experience better overall health. These relationships, whether familial or social, can improve immune function, lower blood pressure, and reduce the risk of developing chronic illnesses such as heart disease. This is attributed to the emotional comfort that close relationships provide, which helps reduce stress hormones like cortisol, ultimately leading to a healthier body and mind. The chapter also discusses the concept of emotional contagion, how the emotions of those around us can influence our own mood and well-being. By surrounding ourselves with people who radiate positivity, compassion, and support, we can elevate our emotional state, which, in turn, enhances our own happiness. Furthermore, the chapter dives deep into the psychological benefits of positive relationships, explaining how they foster a sense of belonging and purpose. Humans have an innate need to feel connected to others, and relationships that are nurturing and supportive fulfill this need, giving individuals a sense of being understood and accepted for who they truly are. It also touches on the importance of emotional intimacy, which allows individuals to express vulnerability and share their fears, hopes, and dreams with others in a way that fosters mutual understanding and deepens the emotional bond. The chapter emphasizes that the quality of relationships is far more important than the quantity of relationships. While it's important to have a wide network, having a small group of deep, trusting relationships is what truly contributes to happiness and well-being. It explores the idea that sharing life experiences, challenges, and achievements with close relationships creates a sense of shared purpose and mutual growth, further strengthening these bonds. In discussing how positive relationships lead to personal growth, the chapter touches on how these relationships can challenge us to become better versions of ourselves. When we are surrounded by people who encourage, inspire, and support us, we are more likely to step outside our comfort zones and pursue our goals with confidence. The emotional safety provided by positive relationships fosters an environment where individuals feel empowered to take risks, face challenges, and grow both personally and professionally. The chapter emphasizes how positive relationships offer a sense of empowerment, where individuals feel motivated to pursue their passions, learn new skills, and achieve their goals, knowing they have a strong support system backing them up. This support creates an atmosphere of encouragement and motivation, which helps individuals build self-confidence and resilience. Furthermore, it suggests that positive relationships provide individuals with the necessary perspective to deal with setbacks or failures in a healthy way, encouraging a growth mindset that helps them learn from challenges rather than be defeated by them. The chapter also underscores the concept of reciprocity in relationships, the mutual exchange of emotions, support, and care between individuals. This reciprocal nature is essential for maintaining a healthy balance in relationships, where both parties contribute equally to the emotional well-being of the other. The chapter stresses that it's important to give as much as we receive in relationships, emphasizing the role of empathy, compassion, and emotional generosity in building strong and lasting connections. It discusses the importance of active listening, where individuals listen attentively to the needs, feelings, and perspectives of others, fostering a deeper understanding and connection. By practicing active listening, individuals can demonstrate their care and support, which strengthens the emotional bond and enhances trust between them. The chapter also explores the role of gratitude in relationships, explaining how expressing appreciation for the people in our lives can deepen emotional connections and create a positive feedback loop, where both parties feel valued and respected. It suggests that regular expressions of gratitude, both through words and actions, can significantly enhance relationship satisfaction and promote a sense of mutual appreciation. The chapter provides practical advice on how to cultivate and nurture positive relationships, suggesting ways to improve communication, foster emotional intimacy, and set healthy boundaries. It encourages readers to invest time and energy in relationships that bring them joy and fulfillment, emphasizing that quality is more important than quantity when it comes to social connections. It also discusses the importance of setting boundaries in relationships, particularly with individuals who may bring negativity or emotional toxicity. By establishing clear boundaries, individuals can protect their emotional well-being while still maintaining healthy and supportive connections with others. The chapter suggests that investing in positive relationships requires intentionality and effort, but the benefits, emotional, mental, and physical, are immeasurable and contribute significantly to a happier and more fulfilling life. The chapter concludes by reinforcing the idea that relationships are essential to happiness, emphasizing that building and maintaining strong, positive relationships is one of the most effective ways to enhance overall well-being. It reiterates that emotional connections with others provide a sense of meaning, belonging, and purpose, which are all vital components of a fulfilled life. By surrounding ourselves with people who uplift, inspire, and support us, we create a network that not only helps us navigate life's challenges, but also enables us to fully experience the joys of life. Positive relationships are not just a source of happiness, they are a source of strength, comfort, and growth, and nurturing them is an investment in our emotional and psychological health. The chapter encourages readers to take proactive steps in fostering positive relationships, acknowledging that the effort will ultimately pay off in a more enriched and satisfying life. Chapter 6. Developing a personal happiness routine. The sixth chapter dives deeply into the concept of developing a personal happiness routine, highlighting that happiness is not a fleeting emotion or a mere reaction to external circumstances, but rather something that can be actively cultivated through consistent, intentional habits and practices. It emphasizes that to experience lasting joy and fulfillment, individuals must commit to creating a routine that incorporates activities and practices that promote well-being on a daily basis. The chapter begins by exploring the idea that happiness is not just a passive feeling, but an ongoing practice, one that requires intentional effort to nurture and maintain over time. The author points out that happiness, like any other goal or value, can be strengthened by habitual action, meaning that by integrating specific, positive actions into one's daily life, individuals can significantly enhance their mental and emotional states. It discusses how such a routine allows individuals to take control of their lives and create an environment in which happiness is more easily achievable, shifting from a mindset of reaction to one of proactivity. For example, the chapter suggests that individuals can start their mornings by engaging in activities that promote mindfulness and gratitude, such as taking a few minutes to meditate or write down things they are thankful for, which can have an immediate impact on one's outlook for the rest of the day. This practice, even when performed for just a few minutes each morning, helps train the mind to focus on the positive aspects of life, setting the tone for the day ahead and reducing the tendency to focus on negative thoughts or emotions. The chapter goes further into the discussion of integrating regular practices of mindfulness into the routine, explaining that mindfulness, being fully present in the moment, has a powerful effect on emotional well-being. The routine might include activities like mindful breathing exercises, yoga, or simply taking breaks throughout the day to refocus and clear the mind. These practices, while simple, are proven to reduce stress, improve mental clarity, and increase overall feelings of well-being. It emphasizes that the key to mindfulness lies not just in the practice itself, but in the consistency of doing it, as creating a habit of mindfulness can help individuals better cope with the demands of daily life. It also stresses the importance of self-care, noting that carving out time for activities that rejuvenate the body and mind, such as getting enough sleep, exercising, eating nutritious food, and engaging in hobbies or interests, creates a foundation of well-being that supports happiness in the long term. By prioritizing these essential aspects of self-care within a happiness routine, individuals set themselves up for greater energy, emotional resilience, and a more positive overall disposition. The chapter further emphasizes the power of gratitude as a daily practice, suggesting that gratitude is one of the most effective tools for enhancing happiness. Practicing gratitude can be integrated into a personal routine by making it a daily habit to reflect on things one is thankful for. It could be as simple as writing down 3 things every day that one appreciates, or expressing gratitude verbally to loved ones, which strengthens relationships and creates positive emotional exchanges. The chapter explains that gratitude is a proven way to shift focus away from what's lacking in life and instead direct attention toward the abundance and blessings that already exist. It talks about the research behind gratitude, pointing out how it can rewire the brain to focus more on positive experiences, thus enhancing overall life satisfaction. Moreover, gratitude is shown to improve relationships, as expressing appreciation for others makes them feel valued and deepens emotional connections, contributing to a greater sense of social well-being and support. In addition to gratitude and mindfulness, the chapter discusses how physical activity plays a vital role in happiness, emphasizing that regular exercise is one of the most effective ways to boost mood and emotional health. The routine might include daily physical activities such as walking, running, yoga, or strength training, depending on individual preferences and lifestyle. The chapter explains that exercise releases endorphins, natural chemicals in the brain that act as mood elevators, while also improving sleep, reducing anxiety, and increasing energy levels. It suggests that individuals find a form of exercise they enjoy, as enjoyment is key to maintaining consistency. The chapter stresses that even small amounts of daily movement can lead to significant improvements in mood, mental clarity, and overall happiness, and these benefits are cumulative over time. The importance of social connection is another focal point of the chapter, as it stresses the need for cultivating and maintaining positive relationships as part of a personal happiness routine. The chapter encourages readers to make time for family, friends, and loved ones on a regular basis, as social support is crucial for emotional health. It suggests incorporating intentional social activities into a daily or weekly routine, such as having regular check-ins with loved ones, going for walks with friends, or participating in group activities that promote connection. These interactions help individuals feel supported, reduce feelings of loneliness, and enhance emotional well-being. The chapter emphasizes that happiness is not only about internal practices, but also about the people we surround ourselves with, and positive, meaningful connections are vital for sustaining long-term happiness. The chapter also touches on the importance of setting goals and having a sense of purpose, which can be a critical part of a happiness routine. By setting small, achievable goals and tracking progress, individuals can experience a sense of accomplishment that boosts self-esteem and motivation. It also discusses how purpose-driven activities, whether related to career, personal growth, or helping others, bring meaning to life and contribute to a deeper sense of fulfillment. The routine might involve setting aside time each day to work on personal or professional goals, which could range from learning a new skill to advancing in one's career or engaging in volunteer work. The sense of progress and achievement that comes from pursuing meaningful goals contributes to long-term happiness and satisfaction. The chapter also encourages readers to reflect on their routines regularly and make adjustments as needed. It explains that while consistency is key, flexibility within a happiness routine is also important. Life is unpredictable, and challenges can arise that disrupt even the best-laid plans. The chapter highlights that it's okay to adapt one's routine to accommodate life's changes, as long as the core elements of well-being such as gratitude, self-care, and social connection remain prioritized. The chapter suggests that this reflective process helps individuals stay aligned with their happiness goals and provides an opportunity to celebrate achievements, even small ones, which can reinforce positive habits. The chapter also addresses the need for self-compassion, urging readers to be kind to themselves when they face setbacks or fall off track with their routine. It points out that developing a happiness routine is a journey, not a destination, and there will be times when perfection is not achievable. The chapter stresses that self-compassion is an important aspect of the process, as it allows individuals to get back on track without guilt or self-criticism, which can otherwise hinder progress. By practicing self-compassion, individuals create a more forgiving and nurturing environment for personal growth and happiness. In conclusion, the chapter stresses that developing a personal happiness routine is one of the most powerful ways to create lasting well-being. It emphasizes that happiness is not a result of chance, but a conscious, ongoing process that can be nurtured through daily practices. By incorporating mindfulness, gratitude, exercise, self-care, social connection, and goal setting into a personalized routine, individuals can build a foundation of happiness that helps them navigate life's challenges with resilience, joy, and fulfillment. The chapter encourages readers to start small, experiment with different practices, and gradually create a routine that works best for them, understanding that the effort invested in developing a happiness routine pays off in a more joyful, meaningful, and contented life. Chapter 7. Overcoming negative thoughts. The 7th chapter delves into the pervasive issue of negative thinking, exploring how it is a natural, but often counterproductive aspect of the human experience that can greatly impact one's mental and emotional well-being. Negative thoughts often arise automatically in response to various life events and are influenced by past experiences, societal conditioning, personal insecurities, and mental habits. These thoughts, which can range from self-doubt to catastrophic thinking, tend to emerge uninvited and unchallenged, resulting in an ongoing cycle of negativity that can create a sense of helplessness or despair. The chapter explains that these negative patterns, while common, are not reflective of reality, and by gaining awareness of them, individuals can start to break free from their automatic, habitual ways of thinking. It emphasizes that the key to overcoming negative thoughts lies in recognizing them as they occur, and then making a conscious effort to challenge and reframe them. By observing the mind and identifying the specific negative thought patterns, such as black and white thinking, overgeneralization, or catastrophizing, individuals can begin to understand the nature of these cognitive distortions and learn how to respond to them more constructively. One of the central techniques discussed in this chapter is cognitive restructuring, which involves identifying irrational or unhelpful thoughts and replacing them with more balanced, realistic alternatives. The chapter explains that when individuals become aware of their automatic negative thoughts, they can take a step back and ask themselves critical questions. Is this thought based on facts, or is it just my perception? What evidence do I have that contradicts this thought? By systematically challenging negative thoughts, individuals can begin to rewire their brains to adopt a more balanced perspective, one that is grounded in reality rather than emotion or fear. It is also explained that cognitive restructuring can take time, as it requires continuous practice to replace ingrained thought patterns with healthier alternatives. The chapter stresses that simply acknowledging a negative thought does not automatically lead to positive change. It requires deliberate effort and patience. The chapter also emphasizes the importance of mindfulness in overcoming negative thinking. Mindfulness, as a practice, involves cultivating a non-judgmental awareness of one's thoughts and emotions in the present moment. By becoming mindful of negative thought patterns, individuals can create some distance between themselves and their thoughts, preventing these thoughts from consuming them or defining their reality. The chapter explains that mindfulness helps individuals develop a greater awareness of their internal world, allowing them to observe thoughts as they arise without attaching any negative emotional charge to them. Instead of identifying with the thought, individuals can learn to acknowledge it, label it, and let it pass without reacting to it. This practice of detachment allows individuals to gain control over their minds, reducing the power of negative thoughts and minimizing their impact on emotions and behavior. Over time, mindfulness can foster a more peaceful, balanced state of mind, where individuals become less reactive and more responsive to the challenges they face. Self-compassion is another key aspect of overcoming negative thinking, which the chapter explores in depth. Often, negative thoughts are reinforced by harsh self-judgment and critical internal dialogue. The chapter discusses how individuals tend to treat themselves more harshly than they would treat others, exacerbating feelings of guilt, shame, or frustration. It suggests that in order to counteract negative thinking, individuals must learn to practice self-compassion, which involves treating oneself with the same kindness, understanding, and patience that one would offer a friend. When individuals make a mistake or face difficulties, rather than indulging in self-criticism, they should learn to offer themselves supportive and compassionate thoughts, such as, "It's okay to make mistakes. I'm doing my best." Self-compassion allows individuals to break the cycle of negativity by replacing harsh self-judgment with empathy and understanding, ultimately leading to a greater sense of self-worth and emotional resilience. The chapter also explores the role that emotions play in the perpetuation of negative thoughts. It explains how negative emotions, such as fear, anger, or sadness, can feed into negative thinking patterns, making them feel more intense or real. When individuals experience strong negative emotions, their cognitive filters tend to narrow, focusing primarily on the source of the distress and reinforcing the negative thought patterns associated with it. The chapter explains that managing emotions effectively is essential in breaking this cycle. It encourages readers to embrace emotional awareness and regulation techniques, such as deep breathing exercises, grounding techniques, or journaling, to help process emotions in a healthy way. By learning to separate emotions from thoughts, individuals can begin to recognize that their emotional responses are not always reflective of the objective truth, and that they have the power to choose how to interpret their feelings. The chapter also discusses the role of gratitude in overcoming negative thoughts. It suggests that regularly practicing gratitude can serve as a powerful antidote to negativity, as it shifts the focus from what is lacking to what is already abundant in one's life. By making gratitude a habit, individuals train their minds to notice the positive aspects of life, however small they may seem. This practice helps balance the natural tendency to focus on what is going wrong, fostering a more optimistic outlook. The chapter suggests incorporating gratitude into one's daily routine, such as writing down 3 things to be thankful for every day, which can help rewire the brain to focus more on positive experiences. Over time, this habit can lead to a greater sense of contentment and reduce the tendency to spiral into negative thinking. The chapter also introduces the concept of thought stopping, a technique designed to interrupt negative thought patterns when they arise. Thought stopping involves mentally interrupting negative thoughts and replacing them with more positive or neutral thoughts. The chapter suggests that individuals can practice this technique by silently saying stop to themselves when negative thoughts arise, creating a mental pause before allowing the mind to wander further into negativity. This technique, when practiced consistently, can help individuals break free from habitual negative thinking and replace it with healthier, more balanced thoughts. Additionally, the chapter stresses the importance of practicing patience and persistence in overcoming negative thinking. It acknowledges that breaking the cycle of negativity is not a quick fix, and there will be times when individuals revert to old habits. However, it encourages readers to remain patient with themselves and to treat setbacks as part of the process. By continuing to practice the strategies outlined in the chapter, individuals can gradually diminish the power of negative thoughts over time. The chapter reminds readers that change is incremental, and every small step toward shifting negative thinking is an achievement in itself. The chapter concludes by offering a final piece of advice, embracing the idea that negative thoughts do not define who we are. Negative thoughts, while natural, are not an inherent part of our identity. By recognizing that thoughts are transient and external to our true selves, individuals can regain control over their mental landscape and break free from the patterns of negativity that once seemed inescapable. The chapter encourages readers to see themselves as active participants in the process of mental and emotional growth, equipped with the tools to transform their mindset and lead a more positive, fulfilling life. Through the combination of mindfulness, self-compassion, gratitude, emotional regulation, and thought restructuring techniques, individuals can overcome negative thinking and create a mental environment that supports happiness and well-being. Chapter 8. Spreading Happiness. The 8th chapter explores the concept of spreading happiness as a key component of both personal and communal well-being. It explains that happiness is not a finite resource that diminishes when shared, but rather something that grows and multiplies the more we give it away. The chapter highlights the scientific basis for this by referencing the role of oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which is released during positive social interactions, like helping others. These interactions trigger neural pathways associated with pleasure, and this response benefits both the giver and the receiver. The chapter delves into how small acts of kindness, such as complimenting someone, listening attentively, or offering support, can trigger positive emotions in others, creating a ripple effect that contributes to the overall happiness of a community. By doing so, individuals not only elevate the mood of those around them, but also experience the intrinsic rewards that come from knowing they've made a positive impact. This emotional feedback loop reinforces the idea that when we help others, we help ourselves, as the act of kindness promotes our own sense of fulfillment, meaning, and purpose. Furthermore, the chapter emphasizes how cultivating an attitude of generosity can increase social connectedness. It explains that when people actively contribute to the happiness of others, they often form deeper, more meaningful relationships. These connections foster a sense of belonging, which in turn strengthens emotional resilience, as individuals feel supported and valued within their social networks. The chapter explores the concept of social reciprocity, where acts of kindness can lead to a culture of mutual support, where people are more likely to assist one another in times of need. This social capital built on trust, kindness, and mutual respect can enhance feelings of security and emotional well-being, reinforcing the notion that collective happiness is more sustainable than individual happiness alone. The chapter also explores how contributing to others' happiness helps break down barriers, reducing feelings of isolation, loneliness, and division. In a world where many people struggle with emotional disconnection or the stress of everyday life, offering even small gestures of kindness can create a sense of community and inclusivity. The chapter stresses that small acts of kindness have a disproportionately large effect, stating that what might seem like an insignificant action, such as a smile or a compliment, can significantly improve someone's day, thereby contributing to their happiness. By spreading happiness, individuals also reinforce positive behaviors in others, encouraging them to be kinder and more empathetic. This social contagion effect can lead to a more harmonious environment, whether in a family, workplace, or larger society. The chapter also discusses the mental health benefits of spreading happiness. It suggests that when we focus on others' well-being, we shift our focus away from our own problems or challenges, which can lead to a reduction in stress, anxiety, and negative thinking. The act of helping others helps build a sense of purpose, which is crucial for maintaining psychological health. Purpose-driven actions, such as volunteering, mentoring, or even simple acts of kindness provide a sense of direction and significance, especially when personal happiness may feel elusive. The chapter elaborates on how focusing on others through acts of kindness can counteract feelings of helplessness or depression, helping individuals regain a sense of agency and hope. It also emphasizes the power of empathy, where understanding the struggles of others can deepen emotional connections and lead to a more compassionate worldview. By recognizing the common humanity in others, individuals become less focused on their own shortcomings and more aligned with collective well-being, which brings its own sense of joy. Additionally, the chapter highlights how spreading happiness doesn't require significant resources or effort. It can be done in the simplest of ways, whether it's offering a heartfelt compliment, being a good listener, or performing small gestures like holding the door open for someone. The chapter stresses that these everyday acts of kindness can have profound impacts. The key is consistency. The more regularly people engage in positive actions, the more they contribute to a positive culture, and the more ingrained happiness becomes as a part of their daily routine. These small but consistent actions serve to reinforce an overall mindset that values kindness, empathy, and positivity. Another important point discussed in the chapter is how spreading happiness can help combat the negative effects of a consumer-driven culture. In a society that often values material success and individual achievements, focusing on the well-being of others can provide a counterbalance to the pressures of modern life. It encourages a shift from individualistic goals to a more community-oriented mindset, where collective happiness becomes a source of motivation and fulfillment. The chapter also explores how contributing to others' happiness can help people rediscover a sense of joy in their own lives. By making the happiness of others a priority, individuals often find that their own joy naturally follows, as they experience the benefits of meaningful social connections and emotional reciprocity. The chapter further expands on the power of positive feedback loops. When we spread happiness, it doesn't just affect those we directly interact with. It has the potential to create a larger ripple effect that spreads far beyond our immediate circle. The people we help may, in turn, help others, creating a chain reaction of kindness and positivity that multiplies over time. This notion of exponential kindness is explained in detail, showing how even a small act of positivity can grow into something much larger, ultimately transforming entire communities. In this way, spreading happiness becomes a shared responsibility, where each individual contributes to the collective emotional environment. In addition to these social and psychological benefits, the chapter also discusses the profound effect of happiness on physical health. It explains that engaging in positive social interactions and spreading kindness can lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, reduce blood pressure, and improve overall cardiovascular health. This section underscores the interconnectedness of emotional well-being and physical health, showing how the act of spreading happiness not only improves mental health, but also contributes to longer, healthier lives. It reminds readers that happiness is not just a mental or emotional state, but something that affects every aspect of the human experience, from how we think to how we feel to how our bodies function. Lastly, the chapter encourages readers to take a proactive approach to spreading happiness by setting intentions each day. This could be as simple as deciding to brighten someone's day, offer a word of encouragement, or support a loved one in a time of need. It stresses that by setting an intention to make a positive difference in someone's life every day, individuals not only contribute to others' happiness, but also solidify their own sense of purpose, fulfillment, and well-being. The chapter concludes by reinforcing the idea that happiness is a collective experience, one that grows through shared connections and positive actions, and that by focusing on the happiness of others, we inevitably enrich our own lives. Conclusion. The conclusion of the book takes the reader back to the central premise that happiness is not a passive state, dependent solely on external factors, but an active and conscious choice that can be nurtured and developed through deliberate actions. It stresses that life's challenges, hardships, and unpredictable circumstances are a given, but how we respond to them shapes our emotional landscape. The author reiterates the notion that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control our reactions and attitudes, and this control is where true happiness begins. It calls for a mindset shift, encouraging readers to stop waiting for happiness to appear through external validation or material success, and instead focus on the internal habits and practices that foster contentment. A core aspect of the conclusion is the emphasis on the small, everyday actions that contribute to long-term happiness. It highlights that happiness is not the result of one grand event, but rather an accumulation of intentional actions that we take day in and day out. This includes the practices of gratitude, mindfulness, positive thinking, and nurturing meaningful relationships, all of which can have a profound impact on how we perceive the world around us and our place within it. The conclusion reinforces that adopting these habits, even when life is challenging, can drastically alter one's emotional state and lead to a more fulfilling life. Each chapter of the book provided tools for cultivating happiness in various aspects of life, and the conclusion brings these together to show how they are interconnected and work in tandem to build emotional resilience. Another significant point made in the conclusion is the transformative power of focusing on others' happiness. The author encourages readers to not only work on their own well-being, but to actively contribute to the well-being of those around them. By spreading kindness and offering support, individuals can build strong social connections, which in turn create a sense of belonging and community that is crucial for mental health. The act of helping others, whether through small gestures or more substantial acts of service, leads to a sense of fulfillment and purpose. It reinforces the idea that happiness is not a solitary pursuit. It flourishes when shared with others. The conclusion elaborates on the ripple effect that small acts of kindness can have, with one individual's positive behavior influencing others, ultimately creating a more compassionate and supportive society. The conclusion also reaffirms the importance of resilience. It explains that while we cannot always avoid difficulties, our ability to bounce back from them is what determines our overall happiness. Resilience is portrayed not as the absence of struggle, but the capacity to adapt, learn, and grow from difficult experiences. The conclusion encourages readers to adopt a resilient mindset, where they can face adversity with strength and determination rather than succumbing to feelings of helplessness or despair. This ability to navigate life's difficulties with a sense of purpose and hope is an essential component of lasting happiness. It highlights the importance of seeing challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation, instead of obstacles that block happiness. The concept of creating a personal happiness routine is also revisited in the conclusion, underscoring the idea that happiness requires consistent effort and attention. It stresses that individuals must be proactive in incorporating happiness practices into their daily lives, whether that means setting aside time for self-care, engaging in regular physical activity, practicing gratitude, or spending time with loved ones. A personal happiness routine is presented as a way to build a foundation of emotional stability and contentment that helps individuals weather the storms of life with greater ease and joy. The conclusion reminds readers that happiness, like any other goal, requires commitment and intentionality, and that the more we invest in our happiness, the more it will grow. The conclusion further explores the significance of mindset, explaining that our thoughts shape our reality. It touches on the idea that negative thought patterns, such as self-doubt or pessimism, can cloud our perception of the world, leading to unhappiness. The author encourages readers to reframe their thoughts and focus on the positive aspects of life, no matter how small they may seem. By training the mind to seek out gratitude, positivity, and joy, individuals can shift their emotional state and experience more happiness on a daily basis. It stresses that while it takes time and practice to change entrenched thought patterns, the effort is well worth it in the long run. Additionally, the conclusion reminds readers that happiness is a journey, not a destination. It acknowledges that there will be ups and downs along the way, but that it is through navigating these experiences with the right mindset and tools that we can find lasting happiness. The journey toward happiness is not linear. It is a dynamic process that involves continual growth, learning, and adapting. The book's final message encourages readers to embrace the ongoing nature of this journey, understanding that happiness is something to be nurtured and cultivated throughout life, rather than something that can be achieved and then forgotten. The conclusion also ties everything together by emphasizing the importance of self-compassion. It reminds readers that they are worthy of happiness, even when they face challenges or make mistakes. Rather than being hard on oneself for experiencing negative emotions or falling short of personal goals, the book advocates for self-kindness and patience. The conclusion teaches that embracing imperfections and showing compassion toward oneself is a vital part of the process of achieving happiness. When we treat ourselves with the same care and understanding that we offer others, we create a compassionate inner environment that supports our emotional well-being. Furthermore, the conclusion addresses the importance of community and social connections in fostering happiness. It encourages readers to surround themselves with positive, supportive people who uplift and inspire them. The chapter reminds readers that we are deeply influenced by the people around us, and thus, surrounding ourselves with those who contribute positively to our emotional health can create a profound shift in our overall happiness. It emphasizes that social support plays a crucial role in resilience, as having a network of people to turn to during times of stress or difficulty can help us navigate challenges with greater ease. The final takeaway from the conclusion is a call to action, urging readers to take control of their happiness starting today. It encourages them to begin with small changes, making happiness a daily practice rather than a distant goal. The book urges readers to integrate the tools and strategies discussed throughout into their daily routines, while also remembering that happiness is a personal journey that is unique to each individual. By making happiness a priority and consistently practicing the habits that foster joy, readers are reminded that they can create a life filled with greater fulfillment, connection, and positivity. Ultimately, the conclusion invites readers to take charge of their own happiness and to embrace the power they have to shape their emotional experiences, creating a brighter and more joyful future for themselves and those around them.